What if God allows everything that you love, your money, your family, your health, to be taken away, just to see if you would still trust Him? Would your faith survive, or would it die with your blessings? In one single day, a rich man became poor, a respected father became childless, a strong man became broken, and while he sat on the ground in pain, even his own wife said, "Curse God and die." But this man did something that shocked heaven, silenced hell, and changed his life forever. This is not just a Bible story. This is a mirror, because one day, life will test you the same way. Let's go back to the beginning. Job lived in the land of Uz. He was not a king. He was not a warrior, but he was known as the greatest man in the East. Job was rich, very rich. He had thousands of animals, many servants, a large household. But more than his wealth, Job had character. The Bible says Job was blameless, honest, God-fearing, and one who avoided evil. He loved God deeply, and he loved his children even more. Job had 7 sons and 3 daughters, and every time they gathered to celebrate, Job would pray, not because they were bad, but because he cared. He would say in his heart, "Maybe my children have sinned without knowing." So he would wake up early, offer sacrifices, and pray for them. True love prays even when there is no problem yet. One day, something happened that Job knew nothing about. In heaven, the angels presented themselves before God, and among them was Satan. God looked at him and asked, "Where are you coming from?" Satan replied, "From going back and forth on the earth." Then God said something shocking. "Have you noticed my servant Job?" God himself pointed to Job. "There is no one like him on earth." But Satan laughed inside. He said, "Does Job fear you for nothing? You have protected him. You have blessed everything he has. But take it all away, and he will curse you to your face." God allowed the test, but he gave a boundary. You may touch what he has, but do not touch his life. Sometimes the test is allowed, not because you are weak, but because heaven knows you are strong. That same day, disaster came one after another. A servant ran to Job. "Your animals were stolen. The servants were killed." Before he finished speaking, another servant came running. Fire fell from the sky. Everything is gone. Before Job could even breathe, another voice shouted, "Enemies attacked. Nothing is left." Then came the final blow, the one that broke the air. Your children. They were together. A strong wind came. The house collapsed. They are all gone. Job lost everything. In one day. Wealth, status, legacy, children. Job stood up. He tore his clothes. He shaved his head. And then he did something unexpected. He fell to the ground and he worshipped. He said, "I came into this world with nothing, and I will leave with nothing. The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord." Pain does not remove faith. It reveals it. Satan was not done. He returned again, and God asked him, "Have you seen my servant Job? He still holds his integrity." Satan replied, "Touch his body, and he will curse you." God allowed it again, but with limits. Spare his life. Job was struck with painful sores. From the sole of his feet to the top of his head, he sat on ashes, scratching his skin with broken pottery. This was a man who once sat with leaders. Now he sat alone, in pain, in silence. Then his wife spoke. She looked at him and said, Do you still hold on to your faith? Curse God and die. Job replied calmly, You speak like someone who does not understand. Should we accept good from God and not trouble? Not everyone will understand your faith, especially when things go wrong. 3 friends came to see Job. At first, they cried with him. They sat quietly, but later, they began to talk. They accused. They judged. You must have sinned. God is punishing you. Job defended himself. He cried out. He questioned. He hurt. But he never walked away from God. Silence is sometimes better than advice. And not all friends understand suffering. Then, God spoke. Not softly, not gently, but with power. God reminded Job, Where were you when I made the world? Can you control the wind? Can you command the stars? Job realized something. God did not explain everything, but he revealed who he is. And that was enough. Job bowed and said, I spoke of things I did not understand. You may not get answers, but you can get peace. Then something beautiful happened. God asked Job to pray. Not for himself, but for the same friends who hurt him. And when Job prayed, everything changed. God restored Job, not little, but double, more wealth, more honor, more peace. God gave him 10 more children. His life was full again, and Job lived long and finished well. Final lesson: God does not waste pain. What you survive becomes your testimony. If everything you have was taken away today, would your faith still stand? Job's story is not about losing things. It's about trusting God when nothing makes sense. If this story spoke to you, if it challenged you, if it strengthened your faith, please subscribe, like, and comment for videos like this.